So today we're talking about Gustar. We're doing a review of Gustar. If you want to take notes, that's fine. I am going to be recording it. So you do not need to take notes. There is a PowerPoint. We'll put that on afterwards. We obviously have no problem with Gustar. When we're looking at Gustar in general, you're right. We can use it with nouns. So we can say me gusta la tarea or no me gusta la tarea. Me gustan los exámenes or no me gustan los exámenes. And we can also use it with verbs. When we're using it with verbs, I think everybody understands it. So if I say no me gusta beber Coca-Cola, everybody understands I'm saying I don't like drinking Coke. The problem is when we're doing our compositions, we're not always conjugating it properly. If you're not taking notes, just stop. What do we do with our errors? We often don't change this right, and we often don't add the stuff that's right over here. So that's what we're going to focus on today. You get what it means, but how do we write it? First of all, when we're working with Gustar or verbs like Gustar, and by the way, you've seen some of the other verbs. I've used them throughout the year, and you might see them in readings, but there's no expectation that you use them in your compositions. You could, but there's no expectation. So, Gustar. You'll notice there is no yo here. You use yo for every type of verb except for verbs like gustar. You cannot say yo me gusta. It doesn't work. Hang on a second. You have to say a mí me gusta. Why? Well, I don't know why. It's just the way it works. But grammatically, what's happening is it's the thing that's acting on you, that's liking you. It's kind of like sports interests me. So the sports are interesting you rather than you interesting sports. So Gustar works like that. That's the grammatical explanation, but you don't have to worry about it. All you have to remember, Olivia, is a mí me gusta. You can't say me gusta or yo gusta. You have to say to me, I like it. A mí me gusta. Or just not say it at all. Next one, you can say te gusta. Or you can say a ti te gusta. If you don't write the a, then it's incorrect. I'm going to stop at the next one, though I think you'll remember how to do it. A él le gusta. Now, there's only one conjugation that happens here. Remember, the gusta doesn't change unless the thing that is liking you is plural. So, me gusta español. So the A refers to that. A ti te gustan how about pizzas? Because that's plural, that becomes te gustan. See?
Do you have to add like las pizzas?
No, you can, but you don't have to.
Is it for every single situation, or only for this? Like, is las or los even necessary in the composition?
It is necessary. But in this case, you can say it with or without. Me gustan pizzas, me gustan las pizzas, doesn't change the meaning. Le gusta, verbs would be singular always, just like you did up there. Me gusta beber. So far, so good? This refers to what happens before. It gets a little confusing to think about, and this is what we're going to practice, skipping over nosotros and vosotros and going to ellos, ellas, ustedes. So ellos, but I can't say ellas. Remember what I have to say. Raise your hand if you remember what I have to say. I can't just write ellos. There's a answer, not a hand, but I'm so happy to hear it. A ellos les gusta beber agua. Les gusta beber agua. What does the les refer to? The plural them. What does the singular refer to? The verb or the singular noun. Good? It does get tricky because we don't think like this in English. I'm going to give you a minute to process that, and I'll set up the PowerPoint. Preguntas, questions, sí.
Why is it gustan for te but not ellos?
Why is it gustan for te, but not for ellos? You got to follow the arrows for the answer.
Oh, okay.
It's tricky because all the other verbs work like our verbs. This verb doesn't. Spanish interests me. Singular. Pizzas interests me. Plural. The an refers to the pizzas, not to the te. All right, here we go. So that was your review. Same thing. Me gusta ese shampoo. Shampoo. I think it's spelled more appropriately, don't you? Shampoo. Te gustaron las clases. Notice this is conjugated in the past. Just like I can say, ellos hablaron. So the an in the past would become aron. Te gustaron las clases? Oh, and you don't have to, like, you can decide to use that in your composition, but you don't have to. So why is it aron here? Because it's las clases is plural. Did you like the classes? Sí. Sí. And here's that translation that you're asking about, Olivia. Why does that make any sense? It feels like the whole class is taking off when that thing goes on. We would say, did you like the classes? The literal translation is, were the classes pleasing to you? Were the classes pleasing to you? So it's like the classes are acting on the verb. You don't have to worry about it, though. You just have to know that it works like that. Again, that's about the grammar. We can ignore that. If you're interested in thinking about that, you can read those sentences afterwards. Same example. Here's what I want to get to. These are verbs. You've already seen some of them in the readings and just understood what it said. For example, you've seen interesa. So if I said to you, me interesa tomar clases de ciencias. Me interesa tomar clases. You would understand that it's interesting to me to take classes. Now you know how to work it. You conjugate it just like you do gustar. So in fact, you would have to say a mí if you include the whole thing. Me interesa clases de ciencias. Apple.
What's the difference between those verbs and the reflexive verbs?
Good question. These verbs, the thing is acting on you, just like gustar. So they work backwards. Reflexive verbs are normal. You just have to have a m.
So Spanish class is pleasing to me, but that's
Yeah.
I am washing myself.
Correct. You got it. That's exactly it. Again, you don't have to worry about the grammar explanation. It's just if you're interested, you just have to remember to work through it like this. Okay, so now you know how to say all these things. Aburrir. Say it for me. Aburrir. Roll your R's. Come on, you can do it. Aburrir. Arrir.
I can't do that.
Encantar. It's like a little bit higher than gustar, like enchanted. Faltar, like I'm lacking some of it. It is lacking in my life. Fascinar, es obvio. Importar, so it's important to me. Es importante para mí. Me importa, me interesa. Me molesta, molestar. It does not mean that. It means to bother or to annoy. So you might tell your brother or the guy in the subway, hey, no me molesta, don't bother me. Quedar, quedar, quedar. Quedar, to be left, or to fit, like it fits clothing. Some examples. Me falta una página. Me falta una página. I'm missing one page. Would be the translation. Literally, it's saying a page is missing me. It's lacking. A page is lacking. But don't focus on the literal. No, I don't want to do that one. Sus zapatos me quedan bien. No. Here. That's what I wanted to get to. Hang on one second. So notice, these don't change. They're exactly the same as before. Me, te, le, nos, os, les. Same. You know how to conjugate them because they're regular. So it would be encanta or encantó, interesa or interesó, importan or importaron, fascinan or fascinaron. There's very few conjugations to you. All the tricky part is this. That's it. You want to try some? Let's try some.